Yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy Joshua. October.
And I'm Jimmy LeVar, and I'm just keeping it great.
Come on, my name's Laughta, all the way from the UK.
Beauty should be defined by you. Look in the mirror. Your smile is so beautiful. That smile is the shimmer. Clap for yourself, cause today you're a winner. Anyone who don't like you as you are, get the middle finger. Beauty is perception. Beauty is attention. Beauty's not perfection. Real beauty, your reflection. Beauty is perception. Beauty is attention. Beauty's not perfection. Real beauty, your reflection. Pain comes with beauty. Why does beauty come with pain? Pain comes with beauty. Why does beauty come with pain? Pain comes with beauty. Why does beauty come with pain? Pain comes with beauty. Why does beauty come with pain? Yeah, that way. 10 plus 1, yeah, that way. RSVIP, yeah, that way. Drinks on me, yeah, that way. Laugh for the ladies, that way. You can't laugh for the lady, that way. Wanna book me, you gotta pay me that way. I didn't come through the front door, I came the back way. Lebanese mogul, look into the regal, read my ting. Them girls there wanna pre my ting, cause they know that I'm next year, I'm on this ting. Them girls there, they can see that I lead, cause I grab that mic and I run this ting. Got 2 plats coming down hard on my flows, and I'm pretty like, can I stop this ting? Cause they know I'm a star and I glow in the dark, and I bar like Mars on a cosmic ting. Them girls there wanna pre my ting, cause they know that I'm next year, on this ting. Them girls there wanna pre my ting, cause they know that I'm next year, on this ting. Them girls there wanna pre my ting, cause they know that I'm next year, on this ting. Them girls there wanna pre my ting, cause they know that I'm next year, on this ting.
My sister, thank you so much for being, with us today. How is everything?
Oh, I am feeling amazing. Thank you for getting me onto your podcast and having a good day, a busy one, the usuals, juggling multiple things as usual. So I'm planning my radio show, then I'm planning some releases of my music, and so and then a tune that I've just produced has just come out. So I'm just juggling multiple things, but I'm good.
Well, yeah,
Good.
It's so nice to meet you finally. I've heard so many things about you, saw so many things. So yeah, so I can't wait to get into this interview.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, definitely. So, like you said, you have a lot going on right now. You're juggling a lot, but you're killing it too at the same time. There's definitely that balance we have to have as creatives, where when we have a lot of things going on and stuff like that, we definitely we have to make sure that we're able to separate the things that distract us from the things that are that puts our mind in the right place, and again, for someone like yourself who has a lot going on right now, you're killing it. You just produced a track for another artist, and that beat is fire. I heard the beat, heard the instrumental, fire. Now, how do you come up with your instrumentals? How do you come up with your beat processing?
For me, majority of my beats, I just kind of go off emotion, if I'm honest. So the style of the track. So if it's like, let's say with Little Reese, I've just produced a tune for him. As I work with him quite regularly, I know his tunes. He likes them fast paced. So I'm going to make sure that whatever beat I'm producing for him has pace. So it's going to be quicker tempo when I set it. It's going to be a drill beat majority of the time. And I'm going to make sure I've got energy in it, because if I'm not feeling the beat, no one else is going to feel the beat. So yeah, I literally just ensure that whatever I create has knocking kicks. I has to have a good kick and a good snare, but not too damaging to the ears. And yeah, I just create. If I'm honest, the first thing I do with a tune is create a melody. And I know some producers might create the drum patterns first, but I always go with the melody. As long as I know the style that I'm doing, I'm good. Like, this is second nature to me. I've been producing for like 2 years, but I feel like I'm doing it forever.
2 years. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. And can we clap it up? Sandra, can we clap it up? Fire. That's
yeah.
Fire.
And also,
That's
like,
fire.
what I've noticed about you is that you come off very high energy, like in almost every genre of what you do. Where do you get that from? Where does that high energy, that high drive comes from that you exude every time? Like, it seems like whenever you're like in a creative space or just like a free space, even talking to you, I get very high energy, and it's like, it's kind of it makes you want to be just as high energy. I don't know. It's very addictive. Like, where
Oh
does that
my
come
God. Is that, I hope that's a good thing. The thing is, my energy, I feel like you can be yourself. I'm loving your energy. My energy's different. I feel like I've always been a pretty confident girl growing up. I grew up playing sports, so I was always performing, doing like plays. I used to act when I was younger.
Wow.
I don't know, like my groups of friends, we were always quite loud. And I feel like I like to give off a good positive energy. I don't want to be dull as a person. And I'm definitely not dull. It's just me. I'm quite hyperactive actually, if I'm honest. I can't sit. It's like I feel like I can't sit still. I always have to create. And if I'm not creating, I'm gonna go down to the courts. I'm gonna shoot some hoops. So I'm always pretty on high energy. I don't smoke. I don't drink, but like I might have a glass of drink somewhere, you know. But it's just the way I am naturally, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
feel like I
No.
create the best that way because the more energy you have, the more you can do. And I feel like, you know, another thing I do is exercise, you know, like I said. So I'm always doing my workouts daily. And I feel like that contributes to my high energy. And I've realized when I don't actually exercise, my energy is lower, my mood is lower. And I don't like to be like that. So whatever I could do, I keep it maintained. And I just think it helps with my creativity. I can work a lot more efficiently. So what you see now is what I'm like when I'm creating, if not worse.
Gosh, you know, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah, no, your energy is beautiful. Your energy is beautiful, and that's a great thing, you know. The fact that, you know, you keep your energy so high up, and especially being in the industry, you know, being in the industry, what it does to us is it drains us, you know, it drains us, you know, it can cause a lot of negativity. It could cause the wrong people to come around us for the wrong reasons. It could cause so many things, and the fact that, you know, the way you keep yourself, and your energy, and you know, just, you know, making sure that, you know, you stay up to, you know, up to your process and your progress as you continue to grow and continue to rise in the industry that you're in.
Yeah.
It's fire.
And that's not to say that I'm human. Do you know what I mean? So I'll feel drained every now and then. You know, I'll feel down, I'll feel unhappy, but
Mm,
it lasts a short amount of time. And I'm like, no, you have to snap out of it because, like you said, the industry is pressurizing, it's tough. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm creating, I'm in my happy space. And, you know, you can have
mm,
some sort of control that way. There's a lot of things in life that you can't control. But there's certain things that I feel like, you know what, when I want to turn my synthesizer on, I've got control. I'm gonna turn that on, you know. So whatever I could do
mm-hmm.
within my own power just gives me more energy back and empowers me
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I love the whole, like, because there's a gray area in both of what in what you were just talking about with the industry, and I think it's so, like, it's almost like uh, it's very valuable in a way that when we are going through these times in the industry where it's not always up, you can still look at, you know, the light in the tunnel and just know that, yeah, it's not for a long period of time. It's only for a moment, and I'm growing on top of this moment. So it's just an everlasting stepping stone. I love it.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about growth? I was actually thinking about this the other day.
Mm,
You don't see your growth when you're growing, but you can look back. So you have to look back to be like, oh, right, I did just do that. Or, you know, you look at your
yeah.
accomplishments, which is in a way a bit sad because we
Yeah.
don't get to fully, even I'm guilty of this, you know, don't get to fully appreciate what we have or what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing because we're so focused on the mission that you don't
Mm-hmm.
realize each step you're coming, like taking, like actually overcoming is growth. So to look back is a good way of kind of keeping your mental health in a good place, really.
Hey, quick
Yeah.
question. So, if you could change anything about the industry to make it, let's say, not even more, like, less stressful, but if you could change anything about the industry, what would that be if you could?
For me, is to make it a more equal and diverse place. At the moment, there's not many women in music. There's not many black women that are where they should be. And as a woman myself, I'm Lebanese, and I feel like I just want to see more women coming out and getting the same opportunities that male artists get. I don't see why we can't. There's a lot of talented women out there who are equally talented, but we just don't get the same opportunities. We're thrown with the same arguments. Festivals, men don't want to go and watch women, which is absolutely mind-blowing. So here in the UK, there's a current study that's come out, and they've just found that I think something like 1 in 10 of the headline acts are women. So it's majority men. And then the men's argument is because we don't want to see women perform, which I find quite horrific, sexist, and the racism, the underlying racism that exists within the music industry, you know. So it's about overcoming that. I think that will make the industry so much better. There's a whole market there that's missing, you know.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's time to change things. It's time to see more women on the festival lineups, on the biggest streaming playlists, on radio playlists, again, because they don't appear on there. That's why I've started my radio show, which is 50-50. And I've also had to ensure that I'm conscious of my language within that. It's not just men, women, it's those that identify as that. And it could be non-binary, could be trans. I just want to have a diverse, you know, sound coming through. So there's no discrimination, really.
And you know, like you said too, you know, there's a lot of, you know, racism and within the industry and you know, the picking and choosing and just, you know, giving more opportunities to the males and, you know, instead of the women. You know, if you could, right now, the way that the industry is in the UK, do you feel like there's more mainstream artists that are known in the UK versus women artists?
So do you mean like there's more mainstream than women in general? There's not many.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's more mainstream male artists in the UK right now versus women?
Yeah, sorry. 100%. You can count the women. It seems when we put women in lineups or anything, it's quite tokenistic, right? And it's usually the same women getting certain opportunities. So it makes it seem like there's a certain number of women winning, but the majority of artists in the limelight getting, you know, in the mainstream, ones that are the mostly known are male artists. And I'm talking specifically when it comes to, let's say, rap, grime genre here, because that's what I relate to. But I also know within the top charts, it's again male artists. So even if it's in the pop genre, you know, so it's just sexist all over, really. And it's a challenge. And it's hard to maintain that positive thinking. I've always had since very young. I've had discipline. I've had that hard work ingrained in me from growing up. You know, I came here, I was born in Nigeria. I came to England. we didn't have money. I was in a bed and breakfast, you know, and my family had this kind of Asian work ethic where you have to work, you know, have to do work at school. And then I joined a basketball team and it's discipline there. I joined a theatre and it's discipline. So I've always had that discipline to continue, but the way the industry functions, it can almost stop that, you know. It can stop your ways of working, your positive mind frames, and throw you off a little bit and make you doubt or question yourself. When, you know, you put me in a room like with any artist, male, female, I'm gonna write my verse probably before you, and if you write it before me, it's cool, because my verse is gonna be lit. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna put me in a room with another male producer, we're gonna make cold beats, you understand? So and because I'm just about creating and working and just delivering, and I guess that's good trade, especially if you're a woman in music, to have those where you have that discipline to go out and you have that goal, you create and you work towards that goal without giving up, without being lost by the noise that's around, you know.
How difficult is it for people to take you seriously in the industry where you're at?
I think when I first started out, I struggled a lot. It was so hard. I actually got co-signed by a big artist here in the UK called Jammer, and he helped me kind of get on there and work within the grime scene and create a grime track with me. But I felt like from that track, the time that I was starting out, by the way, there weren't that many women. There were a few before me killing it, you know, like Lady Leisha, Lioness, you know, some common women in music that are still doing their thing now as well, legendary, but there weren't that many like there is now that are coming through, and it was hard. So coming in and getting that big cosign within a predominantly male-dominated genre, I felt it was not necessarily hate on social media. I felt resistance from people. I felt tension. How come she's signing her, you know? And I felt that, I don't know, I felt very uncomfortable around certain people. I even, it's like, it's so weird. People were questioning how I'm doing it. Am I signed? I'm like, no, I'm not signed. Like, that's another thing. It's like, is this idea that you must be signed if you're actually doing well as a woman, and then you're looked down on if you're signed, as if it's a bad thing. Actually, we need more women signed. So on top of kind of trying to break into a male dominated genre in general, which is difficult for me as a woman, I struggle to get respect because I feel like I had that big cosign at the start, even though it helped me. There's people that reacted, I think, and created a bit of tension for me in general. And I just feel like I've had other struggles where, you know, my manager's gone into record label meetings and they've asked questions like, how is she different from this girl that we've got signed? She's like, hold on a second, this girl is a rapper, has a completely different lane, you know. Laughta's more, I don't know, I'm not tomboyish. I don't want to use all these kind of things. I dress up, I could dress feminine, I could dress, you know, however I want, really. It's just down to me. But what I'm trying to say is I don't use sex to sell my music. And that's not a bad thing. As a woman, I'm not knocking no one. But if you're comparing me to other women within the labels that do that, it's a bit confusing. So how am I the same? I'm completely different. So I feel like things like that make it more challenging, because I have had singles signed and they've been, you know, it's fine, but smaller label setups. But if the bigger labels actually would just put their guard down and be like, you know what, let's stop comparing. Maybe we can work, and maybe I could have helped push through quicker. You know, now where I am, I built my own respect by taking initiative and empowering myself with skills like that are predominantly seen as a male dominated skill, like producing, mixing, engineering, and I work with male artists, as well as presenting on radio and just actually opening up. Even though I felt I got some opportunities in my music career, I didn't feel like I got enough, you understand? I was creating them, and now I'm creating opportunities for other people, and that in itself is getting me respect and stuff like that, which I was just doing from a genuine cause for the lack of female music on the radio, you know. So, and now it's like, I'm growing in different fields, and I've definitely grown. I'm teaching music production, and I didn't realize how much I was growing until like, because I'm a quite humble person. A lot of people say that to me. They're like, Laughta, you're popping, why are you so humble? Why? Because I'm just chilled. I just create, I just do what I've got to do, right? So, and they're like, I've got so many followers when I followed you and when you posted me, because I don't care about stuff like that, you know. So I just really just focus on the music, and I forgot what point I was trying to make, but that's it really.
No,
no,
I got
I love
you.
how supportive. I love how supportive you are, and you know, and it's funny because I'm really into like fashion, how things look sometime, and what I've noticed about your fashion, Laugh, is that you know who I could see you getting along with on like a fashion and musical, like just what, like who I believe would just blend well with you is Missy Elliott. Yeah, I think you and Missy Elliott would hit it off if you two ever meet.
She actually follows me on Twitter.
Okay, all right,
wow.
see, all right, you know, like it just makes sense. I was like, because I pick up on energy very, very well, and just like it's never been wrong, you know, as far as just like outlook on how things could like collaborate, and I see it for you too for some reason. I don't know. I'll put it out there.
Missy's one of my biggest inspirations, you know.
Wow.
When it comes to the hip hop side, in general, Missy is the artists that have inspired me the most are Missy, Wiley Dizzy, Miss Dynamite here in the UK, and actually Papoose from back in the day made me want to pick up the pen as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So, but Elliot, in terms of not caring and not conforming to the normal beauty standards, you know, early on in her career, she didn't sell her music through sexualizing herself, you know, and she was having fun on tunes and being true to herself. So to me, Missy is my biggest deep down my biggest influence. The one that I was
Wow.
I always played music on repeat. We'd put it on in our, you know, when we're partying, me and my friends will put it on, we'll dance, you know. So literally Missy,
Wow.
big impact.
Can we give a clap for Laughter for just being herself and like being all about just the vibes?
Good vibes and positive energy only. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I love that. And to follow
Love
back up
that.
what Jimmy was saying, I love the genuine, you know, and especially being in this industry, you know, as I mentioned, it's very cutthroat, and it's not genuine. Most of the industry is not genuine, and they don't really care about you, you know, as a person. It's what can you do for them, you know, and it's kind of unfortunate, you know, but the way that you have been going and been moving, it speaks very highly about yourself, your energy, and that's awesome, and that's dope. And we need more creatives like yourself in the industry who don't care about the followers or this or the clout or this and that, and they do it strictly based off of love, support, and genuine, you know. And that we need more artists.
And also just to piggyback on some industry stuff, it's just like, you know, I think it's all about just finding who your people are within growing in the industry, so that, because my experience in the industry has been quite good, you know, and like I have so many great things, you know, to say about certain people who I've came across, and you know, and luckily, you know, have just continued to meet those right people. So you know, I don't want people to think like, oh, you know, the industry's horrible, it's a horrible place. But I think it's just a balance of just like just knowing exactly what you get yourself into, and even if you don't, just take the lesson from it and just grow from it.
Yeah, you know what I realized? You just got to make music and not even see yourself part of no industry. You are your own industry, your own world. Yeah, if something you do connects, it connects with everybody. You understand? And then the industry has to support it. That's not saying I'm marginalizing myself from the music industry or anything like that. And the music industry as a whole isn't a bad place. But I've realized over my career in music, actually, I'm just making music and I'm creating and I'm delivering art in the way that I want to, you know. And if it works, if that particular song works that I release, it works. If not, I don't care. That was my catharsis. You understand? That was me. I'm gonna be, as long as I'm happy with my end product, that's what matters. And then also it's like, okay, now I do music, but now I'm also presenting. So now I'm gonna be spotting talent. I'm gonna be gassing them up, and I want to see who's got the best bars. You know, come and do gas at the mic. That's because of the love and competitive side of me. You know, these are all things true to me, and I feel like when you're true to yourself, you will actually be able to help other people, help yourself, but also you'll connect with other people. You know, everyone's in this industry thinks that, even when that person asked me, or a few people said, how comes you're not like, you're not like a diva, but you're quite big, you know. And I had this quite a few times, because why is there this assumption that the bigger you get, the more mean you get? Actually, no, the bigger I get, I have aspirations of actually helping people, you know, because that's what it's about. It's about giving back, and a lot of people don't do that. And yeah, I feel like, yeah, as a woman and the struggles I face, I will certainly be giving back when I can, really.
Wow. All right. So I'm actually doing this thing that I see online, and it's treat everyone as if they were the most important person for 30 days. I'm on day 20, and I've realized that, and without you even, you know, maybe never even hearing of this thing, but it seems that your your aspirations kind of coexist with that outlook. Like, you know, even like the higher I get, like I'm going to help people, like there's a positive charge to what you want to do. And I think even just explaining that alone is just, you know, when you walk in the room, you know, people will feel. I
That's
think that's
really
great.
nice. I think a lot of people should do that. Do that 30-day challenge that you're talking about, where you treat everyone just like they're that best
Yeah.
person, because then that could take away the stereotypes that come with, you know, economic status and things like that, even racism, you know, because it all exists, you know. and
Yeah.
and people that are prejudiced and judge you before they even meet you. Sometimes you'll question yourself, you know, why are you being so judgmental? Why do you have such a bad outlook on that person you've just met? You know, so maybe it's you need to question yourself and correct it, and actually have a better outlook and give people a chance, So yeah, I think being nice is just something that we should all do. Also, we talk about growth, and I feel like status is a social or societal construction. So you never ever grow taller, and you might grow a little bit taller, but as your career, aspirate, as you start getting accomplishments, you don't get taller. So you don't start looking down on people. Is my point. You know what I mean? So I don't do that. And I had to actually, the weirdest thing about this music industry is I had to stop being, when I first came in, to actually not stop being nice. I had to protect myself, because the nicer you are, the more weaker you look, or, so you have to be like this kind of diva, kind of snobby. But yeah, now that I'm where I am and I'm happy and I know I've created a platform for myself, I'm nice. And I'm going to be nice and show you that you can be successful and be a cool person. You don't need to be rude. I mean, look, we have to protect our energy and create boundaries. You're not coming to my yard. I don't know you. You ain't coming to my house.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's not about people walking over you. It's about basic things like, hello, how are you? Oh, I checked out your song. It was sick. Bro, you know me, Laughta. I'm like, yeah, I do. That's it. I gave you that compliment. A compliment can help people mentality, like mindset for a whole day, just be nice.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, like, and that's really all it takes, if more people were just nice from the start and genuine from the start, and just being, real and truthful, instead of, maybe coming in with some intentions that maybe aren't the purest, or maybe isn't the best. But for you, what is, because as a presenter, what do you do as a presenter exactly?
So I present on radio. It's a local radio station called Represent Radio. I recently got to present on BBC Radio 1, which is like one of the biggest stations here in the UK as well. And I just play music. I get to select my own music. So I get a bunch of emails, and I play music from different genres equally. You understand? So I want to make sure I've got women on my list. It's hard. I have to count. I have to be like male, female, make sure. Obviously, I could probably do more. I want more non-binary artists to reach out to me, So I want there to be even more diversity within my show, and I'm thinking about it, and that's what matters, So my show is literally about having fun and gassing up the next generation, especially women, basically.
Yeah.
Gas up the mic, right?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
No, I said gas up the mic.
Gas up the mic, exactly. So I've got the freestyle platform where I was like, let me just do a platform where it's called Gas Up the Mic. Come down and just, if you're sick, I'll invite you down to perform a live freestyle. And that has literally just been growing and growing. Artists are continuously hitting me up, and my roster's getting bigger and better. So good. I have more established artists now coming through, starting from my next show. And it's just like, but for me, again, it's not like I'm not chasing anyone. If you guys are coming to me, I'm going to put you on my show if you're sick. It's not about clout. It's actually about the best talent. So I'm trying to kind of get away from all that, really. But at the same time, if someone that's known, that's like showing interest in my show, I'm like, come down. Like, I'd love that. That's exciting for me, because I know I built that from nothing, just an idea.
Okay, so is there any type of sorry about that, is there any type of music that you would say that you don't like? Like, does that exist? Like, do you have space for that? Like,
maybe a certain genre
or even
I never used to like techno.
Okay.
Right? Because I need lyrics, I need substance. However, now that I produce, I was out the other day and I think I heard like a techno beat playing, and automatically I was like, oh, listening to their kicks, the way so now I'm appreciating it for the art that itself. So yeah, there's not really, on my radio show, I play mainly, I'd say hip hop, R&B, drill, grime, soul. However, if there's a producer that's like a DJ that wants to give me a piano guest mix, I'm like, hell yeah. You know, I also play Afro beats. I play everything. And where I allow DJs to do what they want is in my last segment where I get a 15-minute guest mix and they can play anything they want. So I don't really block any styles of music. I'm just a music lover, really.
No, that's beautiful. Do you have a set of team? Like, do you have like a management team, promotional team, or is everything you do strictly based off you and your supporters?
My music side, I've got a manager. So I would say she's had a huge part in my musical career. You know, I think I mentioned that grime artist early on. She introduced him. You know, she's put me in the right room with people and created revenue streams for me. She's very intelligent. She's been in the music industry for 20 years, and also manages another big artist here in the UK. So yeah, I'm very grateful for my manager and all that she's done. So I can't really say everything I've done is by myself. However, there's no good music, there's no good work ethic that comes from the manager. You know, that's down to the artist that has to work. And one thing you can never say about me is that I don't work hard and I don't create. I always work hard and I'm active on social media from myself. I feel like I built that, you understand? So I continuously post on there. And yeah, even like with my radio show, my manager helped with the initial ideas, but everything that I do with my radio show, I do it by myself. I do have a radio producer who helps create like the flyers and stuff like that. But all the initial and kind of continual conversations and emails are mainly through me. So I'm organizing everything. Ensuring the artist knows what time it is, and you know, I'm doing the majority of the work.
So,
and I do have a support system there. I have got my manager, you know, and in the past I've had PR. I've had, like I said, I've had a few singles signed in the past, which has helped. But in the past year, 2 years, I've been doing everything independently.
And you've been producing for 2 years. How long have you been making the music?
I've been making music for like 15 years or something crazy like that. Yeah, I've been making music for a long time. I kind of like started when I was on a council estate where I grew up. Just rap kind of as a hobby. We used to call it MCing then. It was based off the genre grime here in the UK, which is clashing and battling each other, you know. So it was a competitive genre that, you know, on my estate, I'll just see the boys, even the girls, we were all clashing each other, you know. We had throwaway bars. So I was just doing it from there, and then continued doing it throughout uni. Met a really nice producer who, while I was doing my open mic, who just started giving me a lot of free studio time. So big up Straight Face, I'll never forget that, really. And we created music together, and then I just really continued to persevere. And I started putting on events, music events. I forgot I did this. Yeah, it's called like Female Hive Do Your Thing, where I was bringing on artists again, women and male artists, but then it became more women later on. And I was selling out these shows, and that's actually how I met my manager, and how, because I was hounding, I was like, would you manage me? Would you manage me? And then eventually she was just like, I love your work rate. And yeah, I'll work with you. So yeah, it's just kind of, I built a lot of the foundations by myself, really.
So Laughta, so if you weren't doing music, what would you be doing?
I was teaching, you know, I was teaching psychology. So I'd probably
really?
be still, yeah.
I wasn't expecting to hear that, but I love that.
Yeah, teaching psychology. It's all about empowering others, isn't it? I'm a people's person. So yeah, I would have been doing psychology, really.
And now for your love, right? What are some of your other loves? You have producing, you have music. What are some of your other loves that you love to do?
I love basketball, like, a lot. So I haven't been able to play it recently, but that's something I love to do. I love eating. I love going to really nice restaurants. I love traveling. I'm like a tourist. So when I go to another country, I am that person that will hold the map out and literally want to explore and walk around, you know. So I love going away. Like, I recently went to Lisbon. that was a really cool adventure, you know. So I got to explore what it was like to live there, really.
Wow.
You know, I've been to New York, I've been to Barcelona, I've been to Paris, I've been to LA, I've been to a lot of countries, I've been to Norway, and I
Mm,
feel like traveling is probably one of my favorite things to do.
Wow.
love that.
Yeah, but I was reading that basketball was your first love.
Yeah, it really was.
Wow.
Basketball. Remember I said to you, I wasn't born here, right? I was born in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So then when I first came to England, I didn't speak English.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I got a little bit, I felt like I got bullied. I could understand what they were saying, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, and I was very intelligent when, you know, I was like a high achiever in when I was studying in Nigeria. So I was like, I knew it was just a matter of time to grasp the language anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have friends growing up, like
Mm-hmm.
let's say the age of 7, 8, 9, till I was about 9, 10, I got friends. So from the age of 7, 8, my dad actually bought me a Sunny Delight basketball. So I just grabbed it and I just played in my front garden by myself. And I constantly used to dribble. And then once I was at school, then the coach saw me do a layup. He's like, yo, you got it, you got it. And that motivation just made me keep doing it. And then I just started street balling, and yeah, that was definitely my first love. I just wish like I had more of a push in that sense, where I feel like I had a more financial means, where maybe I could have been at the gym and
Mm-hmm.
worked out more, and so I could afford that. And I don't know, like it was hard. I wanted to be more fitter so that I could continue to play. I was a really good shooter, but
Mm.
I feel like, I don't know, I put a little bit of weight on in my GCSEs, you know. So I feel like that kind of slowed me down a little bit, and I've lost it again. So I'm wondering, yeah, I'm just gonna keep playing, really, see what happens.
Got you. Okay.
No, that's dope. Basketball, I used to, I know how to do a little something, but I ain't that good. But hopefully maybe, one day if the universe brings us all together, we'll get a basketball game going on, you know what
That'd
I'm
be so
saying?
fun.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
Boston, right? You said you're in Boston.
So I'm born and raised from Boston, Massachusetts, basically like my whole life. And then
Yeah.
I just relocated to basically Tampa, Florida.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, I've never
Yeah.
met anyone from Boston. You're like the first person.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about Boston. No, Boston is Boston. There's a lot of great artists, great creatives. The city is the city. It's beautiful. But I feel like when you're born and raised in a place and you're there for so long and you've basically done it all, and when everybody basically knows you and you can't go anywhere, it's like, okay, well, what else is there for me? What else can I do? How else can I expand? How else can I grow?
Yeah.
And I think it was that time period within my life. I was like, I love my city. I always love my city. I always build a bridge going back towards my city. But it's time that I say peace out to my city.
I hear that. That's good, man. Good luck.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the best.
thank you.
You'll grow. You'll grow.
Thank you. No, thank you. I love
Maybe
that.
one day I'll leave New York, but I don't know. I love New York. Like, I just love this city.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love New York. So you're based in New York. Whereabouts are you based?
I'm in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Brooklyn in the house.
Hey,
you're in where
my dance.
you're like literally where the legendary music artists are based, well, were based, So
Uh-huh.
that's epic. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Brooklyn. They got some cool shops.
And speaking into some legendary artists, you said one of your inspirations was Missy Elliott, and who else was some of your inspirations growing up or being involved in the music industry?
It'll be Missy Elliott, and initially starting, I just have a flashback of me playing through my CD player. I think, no, was it a tape player or a CD player? Playing a group called So Solid Crew. They're like a garagey crew here, and they had I used to listen to them all the time, and there was a female artist called Miss Dynamite who's just cold, like her, she's my biggest inspiration. And then I'll say Dizzy Rascal and Wiley, they're like the two biggest grime artists here. They kind of founded the grime genre in the UK. And they just spoke to us, growing up is someone that we could relate to as the youth. and through the music we could, I don't know, the culture and everything like that, it just kind of made sense, and that's something we followed from a very young age. And for me personally, I was definitely inspired by Boy in the Corner album by Dizzy Rascal. So yeah, like, and then Wiley, Esky, Boy. Yeah, so they're kind of really known names. I'd say they're my biggest inspirations, aside from Missy Elliott.
And how about today's music? Who are some of the artists that you listen to, or kind of gives you that inspiration too?
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked that, because starting out, you have a certain group that make you want to do music, right? And then you continue on, and then to carry on doing music, you get more inspiration from different artists, And although he's been in it from the start, Skepta's one of the biggest artists here in the UK, if not the biggest.
I've heard of Skepta.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the US would have heard of him. He helped build that bridge between the US and UK, working with Drake as well. Like, his song blew up here in the UK and actually reached out to the US and resonated there. And just seeing all the work he did independently, not signed, it was really, it was so inspiring and powerful for someone like me. It's like, I could speak, I don't know, I felt like we're speaking the same language, and he's going through struggles, but he's just winning. Like, and being an independent artist is not easy, but yeah, he just took the reins and became like the king of the UK, and he put out his clothing line, his whole style, his sound, so influential. He's definitely one of the biggest artists that inspires me to just keep going.
Nice. No, that's dope. Yeah, and I've heard of Skepta, and that's crazy too, from the UK to the US, and it's crazy how music can do that too. It doesn't even matter where you are in the country. Music is music, and it's everywhere. Exactly. And it's influential, and that's amazing. And really quickly, have you heard of a band called Chase Atlantic?
No.
A group, Chase Atlantic. I believe they're from the UK. But big band, Chase Atlantic, and they're fire. They're amazing, and they're killing it too. So I had to just throw that out there. But definitely, you definitely might want to check them out. I'll send you some links.
I will do. That's nice that you brought up. Okay, I see that now. I don't know who they are. I've never ever seen them. They look so cool.
Oh yeah, fire. They're fire. A friend of mine, his name is Christian. He's one of the singers in the group. Dope, genuine human. Music is fire. Definitely got to check it out. So yeah.
Thank you. I followed them. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out.
Yeah, no, it's all about networking. Networking is the key to success. And when you find the right group of people that you don't care about, again, going back to clout, going back to numbers, and all you care about is just being genuine and giving that love and support and giving that extra handout or building that bridge. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think, look, when I first started in music, let's say when I say in music, I mean the industry itself, right? Where I had a manager and stuff like that. Let's say like around 5 years ago, I was chasing those things, right? And I didn't understand why I wasn't really enjoying myself, right? I was chasing that because everyone else is chasing it around you, and you think that's what you're supposed to be doing. So I think for someone that's been through that, and now I'm on the other side, I can say to the new generation, especially women, like, we have it harder. If you look at your numbers, you will not be happy. You will probably want to give up every single day, right? And sometimes I have to check myself to this day. Be like, yo, Laughter, it's about the creativity. It's about being realistic. Have realistic expectations and use the avenues within your means to do what you need to achieve your goals, right? But setting little realistic goals at a time and not to be disheartened. So yeah, it's not about chasing clout. I feel like some people these days would do anything for clout, and maybe that's where I might lose out. You understand? Because then they become successful a bit quicker than me. Yeah. But I don't know how long that will last. You understand?
Exactly.
It's like, I just do it I feel the right way for me and what feels most comfortable for me. I'm just going at my own pace, and it's working. That's proof. You understand that if you just always true to yourself, you don't have to conform. You don't have to rush the numbers. You don't have to get 1 million streams on your first single. You know, you
Mhm.
don't. I only just hit 1 million streams like, I think like Christmas time. You understand? So it's like,
Wow, congrats.
it's
Yeah.
but there's other ways to make money. You
Mhm.
know, so you have to, as a woman in business, this is business. You
Mhm.
can't right now just make money from music. You have to find different avenues, and there's nothing wrong with that either. You know, we're all in a
Absolutely.
struggle, but the best thing I could say to you is create and enjoy the creative part, and ensure that the work you put out is what you're fully happy with and is quality. One day people will go back to that. You understand? They'll be like, "Rah, this person's been doing it for a long
Facts.
time," and look back. You know, so just
Facts.
out the best that you can and enjoy it. That's it.
I love that. Brr, 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 brr. We gonna brr, 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 brr. I love that. I love that. I love that. And yo, you're speaking, real shit. You're speaking real shit. You're speaking facts. And I love that. And it's so refreshing to hear artists speak like that and talk like that, because, out here and in the US, and you don't really hear, artists talk like that, and if you do, then great. Those are the people you want to surround yourself around. But again, it's yeah, it's definitely something else. And I want to jump into the COVID topic. When the whole shutdown happened, the whole world stopped and everything stopped. What was going on in your mind? What was going on in your mental, and what was you doing around that time?
I literally had just purchased my studio equipment, right? I had a small, not an iMac, I had a MacBook Pro. I had a small keyboard. I don't even know where it is right now. It's Akai Pro. And I just purchased my studio. I hadn't even set it up. So I was like, you know what? This is actually going to give me time to build and empower myself, I'll go crazy if I don't make music. Like, I need to do something. Like I said, I can't sit still, right? So I just set it up and just taught myself. I watched so many tutorials. I even managed to still go and meet some of my friends, like shout Explicit here in the UK is a massive producer. Went in, observed how he produces. I just did the best I can to give myself the skills, and then start selling. I started selling some beats like during the pandemic, started mixing people's tunes and and producing for other artists. And yeah, I used it as a way to create. But obviously it was tough, like not being around my family and stuff like that as well. Like my mum wasn't around, and I was afraid to go near my mum and stuff like that. So I had challenges like that, being more isolated and felt lonelier, and already this music industry is a lonely place as you progress into it, because I don't know, you start becoming like less trustworthy of people. You can't speak to people, so that the only person really that I speak to is my manager about my business, because I don't trust anyone, so it becomes very lonely. And maybe the odd one or two friends that I used to link up with, I stopped linking up with, you understand? So I do feel like it made me, I'll be honest with you, even though I created, like I became cold in the pandemic, it created a bit more anxiety for me. I'm a quite outgoing person. So I actually read a study on this, that extroverts actually need that human interaction. So you become more down without it. And I find myself, I was a little bit more anxious, especially initially, to go and meet people. I felt like I couldn't talk. I don't know how to talk anymore. I don't know how to socialize,
Yeah.
So I had to rebuild that bit by bit, and radio's definitely helped that, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you balance music and family?
That's such a good question. So when I was first starting out in music, I felt like I was just not even thinking about my family. And that's not a good thing,
Yeah.
I was kind of hiding it from my family. I don't know why, like just doing me. I don't know, because I left teaching to do music, and my mum has always brought me up, like to kind of stick to what I'm doing, like in terms of teaching and stuff like that. So I was a bit afraid of it, and also I just felt a bit more separate from my family. However, the pandemic has taught me family first. So these days, I don't carry the stress. If my mum needs me, I drop everything I need and I go. Sometimes it does get pressurizing, and it's about prioritizing. Is it important? Is it not? And that's how I balance it, based on priority, really.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. And you're right. Family is the most thing. It's the most important thing. It's the number one thing. But in the industry and in general, a lot of people get, clouded and they put their other goals first before family or whatever. But in the end, we learned that family is most important. Family is always going to be there, and they always have your best interests. That family, your immediate family, they love you. It's genuine love, and they want to see you succeed. They want the best for you, even if sometimes they may not come across that way, or maybe something that they're trying to explain maybe not come off as that, and it comes off a certain way. But that, I learned that as well, that, family is the number one thing. And like you said, if your mom, calls, drop it, mom, I'm bit, that's the most important thing, definitely. So
yeah. As well as like, life's too short as well. Life is too short. I lost my dad, and I felt like I still feel a bit guilty to this day, but I probably shouldn't. Like, I was chasing the wrong things at that time, and I feel like I was there in my uni days, but I wasn't there. I was caught up in a very toxic relationship. And I feel like I gave that more energy than actually my dad, who was in front of me. And, I was lucky for the last few days. I was there with him, but I witnessed my dad die right in front of me, right? But the night before, when I heard him, I heard him in bed making weird noises, and I was upset at my toxic relationship that same night. You understand? You know how selfish I felt. You understand? And it's like, so, but obviously I got straight away, went help my dad. Like I ran there. But what I'm upset about is I wasn't too in tune with my dad. Even though I knew he was unwell, I walked him up the stairs that night. You understand? I was more thinking about my relationship. You understand? So I forever feel a little bit guilty. So I don't ever want to repeat that. So if my mum ever needs me, like right now, she's got a bad leg, and I'm taking her to all her appointments. If I can't be there, I'm booking her cabs. I'm doing everything in my means, to help her, whether it's financially, whether it's morally, whether it's this. I'm giving her my time. I never want to experience that ever again.
Yeah.
I never really spoken about that before. But yeah.
And I could relate. I lost my father as well. And the whole purpose and this V.A.M.P Entertainment, V.A.M.P podcast, this was actually something that he put together. This was something that he created. So when he transcended, I felt that I had to stop doing what I was doing, because I was a music artist at the time, touring, traveling, and I stopped making music. And when he passed, I felt like now it was my duty and obligation to fulfill his dreams, because he didn't get the chance to. He was too focused on his company. He had a home improvement company that he, worked, he had for about 25 years, all blood, sweat, and tears. He put in his company, and, he wrote V.A.M.P Entertainment down as an idea, entertainment company. He always wanted to open up like a lounge, nightclub, and he never got the chance to do any of that. So, when I witnessed, my father pass, that was a eye opener for me as well, that tomorrow isn't promised. And even those who we think will never go away, our mother, our father, our sister, our brother, our best friend, our daughter, our son, life is very short, and it's not promised. And being the best person that you can be, and being true to yourself and staying true to yourself, that's all that we can do as human beings at the end of the day, because we're not perfect. We're human beings. We fall short to some type of something, but it's really all about, being your authentic, genuine self, spreading that love and that peace and that positivity. And like you said, continue to be present in the moment. Tomorrow isn't promised. And yeah.
On that note, we all need a round of applause. Let's go.
Let's yeah. Let's clap it up. You know why? Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot that we're talking about. We're getting deep. But I want to kind of shake it back up a little bit. Let me just bring it back real quick. We're gonna we got a couple more minutes going in, so I want to ask you a few more questions, and then so Laughta, with everything that we've talked about, you know, what is your plans and your future plans moving forward with what you got going on, your radio show, and anything else that you may have, like events that you're already planning and organizing and working on that? Can you speak a little bit about any of that?
Yeah, so first and foremost, I've got my album coming out, my first ever album.
Okay,
So,
do we have a name for that title?
Yeah, it's called Dare to Be Different.
Dare to Be
What?
Different.
Dare to Be Different. Yeah.
Love it, love it. Oh no, I was just being dramatic. I was like, oh, wow, I want to hear it. Yeah, don't tell anybody. Wow, no, I love it.
Yeah,
I love
I've got the album, and then I've just got more guests coming on the Laughta Gas show for my radio show. The next guest I've got is actually an artist called Bryn, who's quite known here in the UK. So she's coming to gas up the mic. And I've also got 2 artists from Liverpool. So this is the first time I've had 2 male artists coming to gas up the mic. So they're coming down. This should be quite interesting. What else do I have coming up? I have so much coming up, and I've just gone. I've frozen. I don't know. I've got like music producer events coming up.
Wow.
Yeah. As of a showcase, I've got things in the pipeline that I can't say yet. But I've got my album's called Dare to Be Different for a reason. So there's things coming, and
Okay.
I'll always achieve what I want in my way. That's it. You understand? So there'll be exciting things coming.
Jimmy?
What was that?
Jimbo.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for Miss Laughta?
Oh, you know what? Like, I feel like today, what I learned about her. Well, I'm not gonna talk about you in third person. You're right here. but I didn't expect for the reasons back. Like, I didn't expect the depth of your personality and how you present yourself online to actually have a story that's just goes back into discipline and being yourself and, like, you know, just trying to be a better human being in general. So I think you, and even your name, Laughter, you know, because I think when we're laughing, that's like being in a state of happiness at its ultimate, you know, high, you know what I mean? So I feel like today I just learned that you're definitely someone that is like a triple threat, and I commend you on everything that you're doing, and I wish you nothing but the best moving forward.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice. Actually, I feel like this is, I mean, I've been on a TV series here in the UK called Galden Sugar, where they delved into a bit of my life. However, I've never really had a podcast. So this is my first time speaking, and it's nice to do that because how are people going to get to know you otherwise, you know? So
exactly.
A lot of self-reflection, and that's why it's the perfect time to talk to you both. So yeah, thank you for having me. Like, you are amazing. Like, you're both your energies, and yeah, I hope we get to meet in person one day. And I know you said you don't do music, but yeah, like, I respect that. But you know, you never know, you might one day release a tune, and if you do, just send it to me. You know, I'll support it.
I got you. And I got another question before we wrap it up. You know, I want to just talk briefly about spirituality. You know, everybody has their own definitions for spirituality. What is your definition of spirituality in your?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I feel like spirituality for me, I'll be honest, is being in tune with God. I am a Muslim. So I grew up in a Muslim household. Although I don't pray 5 times a day, I'm probably not the disciplined Muslim as such, but I believe in Allah. And when I feel down or anything, if I do prayers, if I say certain prayers, I feel in tune with a higher being. And for me, it's God, you know. But spirituality could be in tune with yourself. You understand? For other people, it doesn't have to be with a God or a higher being. Sometimes actually just being in tune with yourself and being present, like you said, is spirituality.
Yes, it is. And thank you so much. We appreciate you. We're gonna wrap it up right now. It's your boy Joshua October.
It is Jimmy LeVar, and I'm just keeping it.
Oh shit!
Jimmy's phone probably just died where he was. Yo,
that was a dramatic exit.
He's probably probably so mad right now. I know he is so upset right now. No, but Laughta, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, and I'm Laughta. It's been a pleasure being here with Joshua and Jimmy. Yeah, just support the thing here in the UK. Reach out to me if you ever want to talk, and yeah, keep supporting V.A.M.P podcast because I'm loving what you're doing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, absolutely. And you already know this is V.A.M.P podcast season 2, the online experience. And thank you again, Laughta, for joining us all the way from the UK. Love, my sister. Peace, positivity, and more prosperity to you. And we're gonna talk very soon again.
Yes, definitely.
BRB, babe. BRB, 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 babe. I said be right back, I'm stepping away cause I'm trying to heal on my feet like that. Heads wanna beat like rap, you ain't in my league, I'm on it, you bums don't see it like that. Why do you think that I speak so firm? You still have so much, now I'm so burned. Sometimes in life you gotta do you, put you first and take a U-turn. I was calm till I pieced those facts and I learned. Had this clean, I dash from germs. Can't believe you're waiting, who are you fam? I will tread.